see.
All right, so I should be seeing it on.
Yeah, it's still working. Okay. Now I think we should be on the page. And you let me know if you could see it.
I can.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yep.
So let me go to that page in Chrome. All right. Welcome everybody. If you're hopping on, hold on while we do the necessary sharing and everything here. Getting everything sorted out for you. And then, okay, awesome. Share. Okay. I think we have 2 people. Hi, everyone. Okay, it's Shelly, our fan, Shelly. Hi, Shelly. I'm here. I'm Nicole DeCristofaro, and I'm here with wellness solutions expert Jennifer Sutton. Jennifer is one of the amazing Project Positive Change visionary members that I'm so fortunate and honored to know in our community. And we're going to be talking about some really interesting stuff and what she does, what she's up to in the world. Let me just grab her links too, because we're going to be posting some things that she's offering, some really cool things. But she is the founder of the results-oriented inquiry process, which I'm excited to learn more about. And she's going to be offering a program. You have, yeah, I'll be pasting the links while she talks. So Jennifer, tell everybody while I'm doing that, who you are, what you're up to, and a little bit about like who you serve in the world.
All right, thank you so much for having me today.
Sure.
I'm really excited to be here and to share the results-oriented inquiry process. I used to just call it the what if process, but a lot of people have negative connotations with the words what if, because they used to think of it as what if this will go wrong, or what if this bad thing can happen? And so I want people to focus on the results they want and then start creating the inquiry process, which is the, of course, what if, what would my life look like? Who would I be if? How could I feel if? Kinds of questions. And I learned all of that back. A lot of Project Positive Change members are linked through their Infinite Possibilities training. And I learned the whole idea of what if and presenting doubt to our brains and therefore allowing new possibilities. When I went to the IP training back in 2013. And when I first learned about it, I was actually preparing to teach a self-defense class. That was what was biggest in my head at that point when I went to the IP training. So I was teaching people how to protect themselves, but I was also learning how to have this completely safe and feeling of infinite possibilities. And joining those two things together was the beginning of all of this, and the incredible potential of using the what if and infinite possibilities for safety questions was how I started with all of this, and realized that I could take it and just teach the what if process. So I used it in a lot of different kinds of classes, and then I realized that the real core of it is just this combination of what if and tapping.
Yes. Okay.
So that's where it all kind of started. And I think that a lot of people get stuck with affirmations because they don't see the change quickly enough. And also sometimes, I know that for me, if I start with an affirmation that is completely against my core, what I've believed, what my neurology is, what I've believed for decades of my life, or maybe every moment of my life, and I start trying to say the opposite of that, there's internal resistance to that. So instilling doubt about that, just saying, what if that's not even true? what I believe. And then what if it's possible that this new thing is true? Just that little bit, it kind of like shakes the, it's like your welcome carpet getting shaken out and new ideas being allowed into your brain, into your house.
I love that. I really do, because I think that's the thing too is, and I know there's lots of articles and blog posts and people talking about how like, yeah, affirmations are great, but they're also, you know, when someone is struggling with that, that's totally not where I am right now. So how can I ever possibly believe that that's going to happen
Mm-hmm.
for me?
Mm-hmm.
That they're not, the affirmation isn't actually helpful. It can create more internal conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's something, you know, I'm a big fan of affirmations as well. And I love the what if, and I love how tapping says, you know, with tapping, you're like, even though I'm, you know, not financially where I want to be right now, I believe that money's coming, you know, you do all these things because you do have to acknowledge that it's not going to be a congruent feeling when you say
Mm-hmm.
the affirmation or state the desired outcome that you're wanting to create. So I love that. So and you talked about, I'm sorry if I missed it because I was loading things, but you said about people, you were something about people protecting themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, originally I was teaching a self-defense class and I still
Okay,
am, and I use all of this in self-defense.
I love that.
But that's when I was sitting in David Cassidy's class at the IP training with Mike Dooley, the first thing I saw was how to use the what if questions and brain training using our fast brain in new ways for safety. And I started using it to train my brain to see shadows and reflections and recognize the human form from a distance and things like that, so that now my brain picks that stuff up to give me a little more warning if something's coming. And it just creates a little more safety in the self-defense way. But a lot of people don't want to go through the time of that, and finding safety inside ourselves without having to do all of that other training is actually also possible. And I think that's where the tapping and the what if comes in. Using the what if questions changes how your brain works, but
Mm-hmm.
then there's still, because it's changing the part of your brain that is your safety part of your brain. It's the filtering part of your brain and the part that gives you warnings.
Yeah.
So the way to change that while also feeling safe is tapping,
Mm-hmm.
so that you give your body and your nervous system that safety while you're instilling this doubt and these new possibilities. And it completely changes everything when you wrap those two pieces together. And it doesn't have to be tapping, it can be yoga, it can be something else that you use to center yourself.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And so how long has this journey been for you when you first decided to?
Well, it's been kind of a an evolution,
Uh-huh.
because I started using the what if questions and I started using well, I've always been using, not always, for over a decade I've been using tapping. And then I added in the IP and the fast brain, and then it didn't occur to me for a while to start using the what if in the tapping, and then I started doing that. And then in 2016, I was renaming my business. And because everything that I talked about was what if, it became What If Wellness. So that's when I got my business name. And that's also when I created my What If cards
Yes.
to help people just remember that there's this tool. You don't need the cards,
Yeah.
but they help you. If you see them sitting around, they remind you that there's another way of thinking that will really open your brain up to the infinite possibilities of new solutions, is really what it's all about.
Yes.
So just, I guess, in the last year was when I developed when I condensed it down into the results-oriented inquiry process and started presenting that to different groups in live presentations in the physical, and then also some in like online in different groups and things like that. So the actual ROI process, named as such, is very new, and I'm offering an online course in it in a few weeks on October 1st. Very, very, very affordable, so that anybody can come, and also so that I can get more feedback about how it is teaching it online strictly, instead of in person. I know in person it's amazingly successful and really fun, but online I haven't tested it as much. So that's part of what that class is, and why it's only $5 if you want to come, and
That's
$30
amazing.
if you want the cards.
And then, so I posted for everyone watching, what you'll see is her free offer. That's her podcast. Thank you. It's the cards. So it's actually like you print them out, the cards.
Yeah, it's just the JPEGs of the cards, right?
Yeah, so you can print them out and cut them up and have them around. And then the online course, she partnered with Mentally Fit to create this course, and the link is there.
And actually, that's a second course.
Okay.
That's a tapping course.
Okay.
That uses tapping to reduce anxiety.
Okay, so that's another one. Wait, I got the other. Sorry, there was
that's
a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so
there's a lot.
Yes, so this is an online Facebook, right? Event, the other course.
Right, and it's not Facebook, it's just Zoom. But yeah, for the ROI course, it's going to be when you register, I'll send you a Zoom link. It's not live online, so that there's some privacy for people to share their particular questions and challenges, and then we'll create the what if questions that match that, and then tap with those. So
okay, so I'm gonna paste that link now, everyone. Sorry.
Yeah. The Mentally Fit link.
Oriented inquiry, right?
Right.
Okay.
The Mentally Fit link is a class that I did with them last spring, and it's a 3-hour course, and it's an interview style with me and the 2 founders of Mentally Fit. Mm-hmm. And we're tapping away anxiety and using the what if process. So you can, if you have anxiety, or if you have somebody that you know who has anxiety, it's a really great course that's specific to that.
Oh, cool. There's a lot of people that really struggle with anxiety. Is that, is that something you have dealt with for most of your life, or?
Honestly, no, it's not something that's my issue, but it's something that almost every one of my clients comes to me with. Yeah. I was feeling it in the spring before this class. I think it's a part of perimenopause. And I had never felt anxiety before. And I was like, wow, so that's what this is, because I had no idea. People tell me that they have anxiety, but I'd never felt it. And now I have. Isn't that nice? And so I now understand what it is that people were bringing to me. And the 2 people that I was working with in the training both have anxiety or deal with anxiety. So they were very receptive to it, and the perfect people to work with to bring that class out.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. No, so I work with a lot of like highly sensitive empath people that deal with anxiety, depression, and overwhelm. So yes, it's definitely a need. All kinds of, wonderful tools are needed. And is there anybody, I know Robin and Shelley were on. Good morning, Robin. I saw you. If I'm just interested, and even if you're watching the replay here, is if anyone does struggle with anxiety and what you're currently doing. I always love to hear what people are currently doing, because a lot of people use meditation. I know that's something that really helps. So anybody want to comment there, would love to hear from you. So now let me ask you, because I do a lot, I'm an intuitive energy healer. Do you find that this work you do, this your purpose in life, do you find that has helped you actually create more of a direct channel with your intuitive guidance so that you are being, you're being guided to create what you were meant to be here for. Do you feel that that happened for you?
Absolutely. And that's actually why I do the work that I do, is because I want everybody to feel that.
Yeah.
And I also believe that we're part of this huge puzzle, and each of us has our own shape, and the edges are all different, and we need to be all us to fit our piece into the puzzle as cleanly as possible. We can kind of smush ourselves in, and we have been for most of our lives in many cases. But when we start seeing the edges of our own shape and how we fit, it's the most beautiful and inspiring and empowering for all of us feeling. It's and when I see other people starting to give their gifts and be all that they are, and how the world is changing around them because they stepped into it, it's what I think is what is called for in this world right now.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to help people do, is clear any fears, any blocks, anything that's keeping them from stepping into it, and then finding more of what it is as they step. Because that's another thing about fast brain, is called iteration. You don't know until you step. And then you step another step, and then you see something different. And then you take another step and things are a little bit different. And you just keep stepping until you just feel that amazing vibe, and you know that you're on your path.
Yep. I feel, even though I didn't have that process that you just laid out, I think that what I've done organically is, I just keep moving forward, as you said, stepping. I just continue to move forward through whatever it is that I'm experiencing, whether it's fear, anxiety, uncertainty. I choose to just move through it because I know staying where I am isn't going to help me,
Exactly.
get through it. And, there's always a new, like, it's like a staircase. You get to a new level and you're like, oh, I like it here. And then there's a new set of whatever is there. But because you build so much confidence as you continue to step or walk through, you just know, like, each layer, each challenge, you're like, oh, I've been through stuff like this before, and it worked out. I made it, and I know I can do this again. It's you just build that resiliency, really,
Right.
as you.
Exactly.
So I wanted to read. So Robin says that she does deep belly breathing and grounding. Of
Yes.
course, yes.
Yes. That's a
Must be your
beautiful way
ground.
to get to some safety.
Yes, and Shelly says the meditation and Reiki. She used to miss most of school activities because of not her activities in school, but her kids' activities in school, because of her anxiety. And by the way, she's one of my students, and she's a Reiki practitioner. And she says Reiki has taken it away. Now meditation has also helped to learn how to control it. Yes. It
Fantastic. Yep.
Yeah, beautiful. I think more and more people are finding that, especially since no one wants to be on, really, I don't know people that really want to be on drugs, on prescription drugs, right? Like, no one's like, yes, please, but maybe there are people that want that. But even with prescription drugs, it doesn't take everything away
Exactly. And
that
sometimes it adds a little new flavor over here that you didn't already have.
Exactly. And I think one of my, like, underlying purposes and what I do is, I live with someone that has mental health issues, and I see that meditation and really, the benefits of grounding and connecting with yourself can just supplement or complement whatever medications you are taking if you choose to do that. But there's lots of people who have found a whole new life with just this type of work we're talking about, whatever it is, like you said, yoga, tapping, whatever. They're finding that they don't have to be on medication, that once you really find out what's going on and how own the tools to help you,
Mm-hmm.
um, I hate to say control. Do you like that word? I mean, I don't know. It's not like control it. It's almost like, because it's, I don't feel like anxiety or fears or things that we control. I feel it's like we get a new understanding. And I think that's what you were saying. We just get a new level of understanding how to work with them. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
and I think it's not really controlling it. I think
Yeah.
it's letting it be while
Yeah,
connecting to who we are. And
exactly.
when we're connecting to who we are, there is no anxiety. When
Exactly.
we're at our highest selves, that stuff just isn't important. It just, all of the stuff falls away. So I think it's not so much controlling and putting the anxiety in a place, but letting it be over here while I am over here,
Yes.
and being, stepping into my true energy.
Yes. And
Yeah.
from an energy perspective, um, so the fear, like any fear and anxiety I experience it, it's like kind of outside of my body. And
Mm-hmm.
then I can clear it out. If I went too far and I let it kind of manifest into my physical body, then I know that I have a lot of work to do. But I can detect things in my auric or energetic space. That is, what I practice and help others learn. So yeah, it's almost like, oh, that doesn't belong here. It's not. It's kind of like foreign, right? It's a foreign object that doesn't necessarily belong here. It's still gonna, there's still those instances are still gonna show up. But it's how you can work with it and either clear it out from your space
Yeah.
and not let it just sit there and fester or grow and yeah.
And the first thing that I always do with whatever the emotion is that we're working with, whether it's anxiety when it's still an emotion before it becomes the physical, or even when it's in the physical, the first thing I do with all of these things, whether it's anxiety, depression, fear, even physical pain, sadness, whatever, is I thank it,
Hmm.
because in some way it has gotten us to today. We are
Exactly.
here, sitting here in our interview and with people around watching this. And thank goodness we had all those coping mechanisms that got us here. And we thank it. And then we allow it to relax. We say, hey, you've done your job. Here's a cup of, nice lemon water with a little sprig of mint. Um, and we let it sit over here at the dining room table with us and maybe have a chat with us or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, but allowing it and accepting that everything that we have done and all of our neural networks and all of our body reactions to that have kept us alive and have kept us safe, even if they've been very unfun
Yes.
through the process. Still, they've served a role, and I want to thank them for that, and then release them to find a new gig, not with
Yeah.
somebody else, obviously, but I don't give it to somebody else.
No,
Um,
I compost mine. Mother Earth composts all the stuff I don't want, and she turns it into, nutrients or food for the earth.
right. Give it to the ocean, give it to the waves, whatever, so
Yeah,
that
exactly.
let it go surfing into the sunset,
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
No, I love that. It's funny when I looked at my note from the universe this morning, Mike Dooley's notes from the universe. It said, funny, huh, Nicole, how some folks think that avoiding challenges will bring them peace, as
Uh,
as if the peace they now know didn't come from earlier challenges that were faced and mastered.
mhm.
That was the message. And I actually posted it in my membership site because it is like there were always challenges. And because you're dealing with them now doesn't mean, um, there's something wrong. It's like, oh, it's bringing me to a new place where I can face them and master whatever that means to you, so that you can get to another level of peace. And they just keep bringing you closer to where you are today, where you want to be, where you're going. So
Right.
yes, fascinating. Oh, Shelley said, I've used tapping for weight loss after my gastric bypass and it worked. Awesome.
Yay.
And yeah, she says, yes, no control. I have more power than I thought. That's the thing. Like, I like to use the word empowerment, right? Like, no control. Just, it's like you have the power. Your fears don't have the power over you. You know, it's the old saying, you're not your thoughts, you're the thinker of your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. So you have the online course, the results oriented inquiry process that you're doing, and it's for everyone watching, it's $30 and you get the deck of cards included. So basically it's like $5, and the deck of cards is included. And then you have the what if cards that are free that people can click on the link and download and print those out. And then you're doing the other rake workshop sorry, I'm just trying to get it all. You're doing where
The
did it
mentally
go?
fit.
Mentally fit, yes.
Yeah.
So there's three options that you have, everyone, to experience Jennifer's work. And I hope also, what's your Facebook page? Is it What If Wellness? Is that the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I also have a separate group that you can join through the Facebook page, which is the Quantum Shift What If Cards group. So you can post whatever challenge you're going through, and we help you make what if questions if you want, or you just post other what if questions that you're having, or, we get all sorts of good stuff there. So
I love that. Okay, so there's many ways that you can get support and guidance from Jennifer. I love it. And I love the whole what if thing. If anyone's watching this now or on the replay, that's a really great new paradigm shift for you that you can create, is instead of, having an affirmation that doesn't really feel in alignment where you are currently, using the what if, and you can use her cards to guide you through that and join the group, because that's something I'm not really super experienced with, but I love the philosophy. I love the approach. So
yeah, and just think of whatever your end result is, whatever it is that you most want to feel or see or be or have happen, and then ask a question that has that feeling. And sometimes it's hard to figure out the right question. So what I often do is just, what if it could be easy, and what if it could be fun? And those are my two favorite ones these days. And I ask it all the time. And that's how I've ended up in the trainings that I've been teaching and things like that. I haven't done any advertising, really. People just invite me to things when I start saying, what if it could be easy? What if it could be fun? And then I get a new email and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll give that a shot and see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have a saying, I'm effortlessly supported in life. So I could turn it into, what if I was effortlessly supported in life?
Exactly.
So that's an example. Okay.
Right.
So,
I think we froze. I don't know if you guys froze. Oh, there we go.
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Oh, it says my connection's unstable. Let me just hold on. I'm going to turn off my phone Wi-Fi. Sometimes if we take too much of the bandwidth, if it's on Facebook, sometimes it'll freeze on there and you have to just refresh it.
Right.
So I'll wrap this up though, just in case we're losing. Yeah, we're still live. Okay. So sometimes it'll freeze on. There we go. It's going. So we'll wrap things up here, everyone. If you have any questions or want to find out more about Jennifer, you know how to reach out to her. And there's 3 links in the comments. And as you know, I'm Nicole DeCristofaro, and I'm here every week having these beautiful soul talks with amazing people like Jennifer, where we, just share what our gifts are and our messages and our services into the world to help others and raise the vibration, right? And really just create connection and a better world. So thank you, Jennifer, so much for being on. I appreciate your time and your offers.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Take care. You too. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let me, I can't end. Okay. I'm just going to close. Oh, here we go. There we go.